Hiker Jay here. This week we're finishing up this series on my son's van build. We're going to be building out the bed slash chair slash dresser for his van. If you're just joining us, you can check out the last two videos. In the first one we got the van and did some basic maintenance to it and then installed the vinyl floor. In the second video we insulated and built out the walls as well as made these pretty simple window shades. Now this is the last step to building out the van so my son can get out on the road and hit the trails. Building out this van reminded me of something very important. Adventure isn't just found in the destination, it's in the journey too. And building this, creating this with my son has been an absolute blast. So always remember to enjoy getting to the adventure, not just the adventure itself. Now I do want to give credit where credit is due. This is inspired by a sofa bed that folds that Eric Enjoys Earth did on his channel. It's not at all quite the same, but the folding is the same. So I did want to give him a little bit of credit. Now, to start this build off, I started off with a 1/2 inch sheet of plywood and I started cutting it into 3 pieces. So now I've got all 3 of these in 25 inch by 25 inch. I have to put hinges staggered right side and left side up. Reason I did 25 by 25 is because the mattress that I have folds in 25s. This is how it's going to be hinged so that you can sit on this side but then pull it out if you want to. I'm actually going to put another board right here on the whole like framing build because the cushion will sit down. It's not like it's going to be up against the back door, so I want some space. Next I cut the hinges to 24 inches each. That's 1 inch shorter than the width of all the boards. Then I routed out all the edges of the boards, sanded it all, and then attached the hinges. All right, so the tri-cut was not a big deal. It's the frame to make this all work. If you don't know anything about redoing a van or building in a van, there are corners everywhere and it's just a big pain to shape it all. But I think I've got it figured out now where it goes up like that. I haven't got the back hinge on yet back there, but it'll push all the way to there. This is really just a prototype fit. I still want to do pocket screws and a lot of different things. There's going to be a drawer that slides out the back and then a drawer that slides out the side from inside for storage. And then under there, I'm going to do like a little spot to put all of his bedding. But coming along, just wanted to show you where I was at. It's getting kind of crazy to like do all the framing underneath to make it work, but it's coming along. Once I had the frame mocked up, I decided to use pocket screws to make it really strong, just like we did in the last video. If you haven't used pocket screws, they are a must, and I'll put a link down to a Craig jig down below so you can check it out. Now I built out all the framing upside down, and I want to make sure it was all perfectly level because I'm going to have a drawer right coming out this side and a drawer coming out the back side as well. And I don't want those drawers being off so that they hit the floor or scuff somewhere. Now these drawer pulls are 16-inch drawer pulls that I got from Menards. Sorry I don't have a link for you, but these are the kind that slow down and hold towards the end. And that's going to hold them in real well, so when he's driving they're not pulling out. So I learned a lot on that first drawer, so on the second drawer I'll show you how I built them. Alright, I got everything cut out. First I'm going to sand everything, and then I nail gun it all together so that I know it works right, fits right, and then I actually screw it together. So I cut all the pieces I needed, then I sanded them all down. And then I took a nail gun and I just kind of tacked them together loosely and then did kind of a fit to make sure it would fit right before I actually flipped it over and put in some inset screws. First I drilled them out with an inset and I was able to screw them in so nothing would catch on the bottom. So have this drawer done, have the drawer on the back here done too. This is the kitchen that we'll pull out, and then he can use all of his stoves and get everything in here, and food probably. Every little space counts, and this is underneath the flap, and I figure I'll box this in. This is the runner of the leg that has to stay there, but I put this nice little box here, which is pretty cool. But I think I'll box this in because he could drop like a laptop or something underneath his bed, nice and tucked away, and it wouldn't scoot around. Next we had a lot of finishing work to do. I reinforced the legs with these wedges. Then we painted the top completely with a gray that's going to match the rest of the van. And then we polyurethane the bottom. All the different pockets and sections we cover with polyurethane so it's nice and protected against the elements. And oh yeah, my son finished off the drawers with these really cool handles where they're basically holes, but that's perfect because nothing's sticking out. He'll never hit them. And last but not least, we had one last fitting where we took it in, put it in there, and like I said, a van has so many different angles, you got to make sure it all fit. We wanted to make sure the drawers opened and didn't get obstructed by the floor, and everything fit just right and nice and balanced and didn't rock. All right, so now we got the bed set up in chair mode. And as you can see, we have that one runner that goes along the back. I think that's perfectly fine, kind of blends in pretty well. The second runner will actually pull out here, and we're gonna make a power station set up right here that's gonna be made out of wood for the Blue Yeti, but it will go over top of the Blue Yeti, which is pretty sweet. As you can see, that gray leg will pull all the way up here and support this side of it. But I really like how this turned out in seat mode. We've got all of his bedding stashed in the middle there. He can get to this drawer. Go ahead, Ian, why don't you hop in there? And now he's got all this leg room right here. He can just enough on the ceiling. We're thinking about putting a max air vent right over here so that it draws the air out. But now he can sit, do schoolwork, whatever it might be, hang out, edit on the computer, whatever he needs to do. Now, the nice thing is we made this drawer over here is more for like when you're living in the van, you can access it and get to everything that's in there. There's some clothes in there, hammock, chair, whatever you may need in there. I'm sure that will be changing as you do trips and figure things out, but that way he can access it completely from inside. Now let me go around to the back. So before we collapse it down, I wanted to show you this mattress. So each panel is 25 by 25 and they are sewn at the seams. This is a memory foam style mattress. I'll put a link down below to Amazon, but I love how they fold it up so nicely and it keeps the seams so everything stays put. This is actually a chunk that we cut out of that because we had to make room for this to go. So you can kind of see what it is. It's memory foam here and then just like a nice plushy type soft blue foam on the top. But it works really nice. He likes it. My wife actually laid in there for a while. She thought it was good. So if she says it's good, it's got to be good.
Mom approved.
Yep, mom approved. So let's change this into bed now, Ian. Go ahead and pull out your bedding. I'm going to show you the drawers down here too. So these were the secret drawers that we put down here. Put something small in here. In there you can put like maps or maybe a computer, something like that underneath. But there was this other piece that he really wanted was, yes, we can get to this drawer at any time, but this drawer, if the door is shut and it's raining, you can't really get to it. So he wanted it to be accessible here. So we can still get in there, get a stove, get some food, and be able to actually cook out the side door if it's raining so he doesn't get soaking wet just coming back here because he's got all of his cook gear right in here. We'll come back to that. All right, let's collapse it into bed mode.
Okay. Still gotta put carpet down there.
Yeah, so it slides better.
Yeah.
So that is bed mode right there. Go ahead and lay down, Ian. Like I said, he's 6'3", so we were worried about going too far, so we added this extra bit, but he fits on the mattress completely, which is pretty cool. I still like having this extra because there's nothing worse than being a tall person and having your feet jammed up. Yeah. He could always put like a pillow down here or something if he wanted more space, but as you can see, it fits really well. Let's go up to the front. I just wanted to show you real quick how that leg just kind of pulls all the way out and supports the whole front here. 2x4 running underneath the hinge right there. And then of course we can have our power unit right there. You'll be able to plug your phone in and stuff right by your head. As well as there's a unit right back there that we're going to wire all the way up to the front, and he could have power going off the Blue Yeti from there too. Hello? Our pillow behind you, just push your pillow behind you and you can sit just like that, a couple people across. So that's pretty cool as well. So a lot of versatility in this whole setup. So the last drawer here is really his cooking drawer back here. Right now just stove and cans and stuff, but I'm sure it'll get packed full. But this is actually much bigger than I thought it would be, which I'm really happy about. He could put a fold down table right here to cook from. Right now we just have this Coleman cooler. It actually fits in there really nicely like that, but if he wants to get his bike out, it can go up there and it fits actually perfect up there.
Yeah, that was a happy accident.
Yeah, we didn't plan on that, but he could be cooking and have his cooler up there during the day and be able to get in and out pretty easy, take the bike out, put the bike back in. Or any final thoughts on this bed here, Ian? What are you thinking?
I'm super excited to get to use it this summer. I think it's really functional. I was a little skeptical when my dad told me the idea, but I'm a believer now. I think it's gonna really fit my needs and be able to get some good use out of it on the road.
Well, I really think this bed, chair, dresser combo is gonna work out great for my son as he heads out to hit the trail. If you didn't catch the other two videos, I'll link them here. The one on building out the floor as well as building out the walls. Hey, thanks so much for watching till the end. If you could hit subscribe and like, that would be awesome. I have some really cool new content coming out. Would love to have you along for the ride. Till next time, just remember, life's full of adventure, but make sure you enjoy the journey too. Take care.